Only 1.6% of TikTok Shop affiliates ever do over £1,000 in sales, and the other 98% are the same reason why other brands burn their whole affiliate budget on sending samples that never get posted. So we've built a system here at PDM that help find that 1.6% on demand, and here's how we're using it to scale 7- and 8-figure ecom brands on TikTok Shop. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. One is how to set up your commission on TikTok Shop to get the best affiliates to work with you. Secondly, the 4 pillars that we use to filter and identify that top 1.6% of affiliates so you're not burning budgets in samples. And thirdly, the outreach system that we use to onboard over 30 affiliates for each brand per week. And as always, follow for more as we drop these every single week. And if you do want to have a discovery call with our TikTok Shop expert Marco, it's in the description around this video. Now let's get started. There are 3 ways to source your TikTok Shop affiliates. Most brands only use one of these and they wonder why nothing happens. There's open plan, targeted plan, and direct outreach. Open plan is like your storefront, it's passive. Creators find you here in the marketplace, you set the commission, and then you leave it alone. And this is really good for generating baseline volume, but it never scales predictably. Targeted plan is one-to-one inside of the platform. You pick the creator, you set the custom commission, and you also select the offer. This is much higher conversion, but as with anything with higher and warm conversion, it's much slower. And finally is direct outreach. This is where the real magic happens. This is where you message creators outside of the platform. You build conversation, you build rapport, you send samples, and you pull them into a targeted plan once they're warm. This is exactly what takes affiliates on TikTok Shop from being a lottery to a targeted system. So don't pick one, run all 3, but make sure you're putting around 70 to 80% of your allocated time into direct outreach. Step 2 is commission done properly. This part is exactly where most brands lose before they even begin. The industry average for commission on TikTok Shop sits at around 13%, but don't forget that is the average. You don't want to compare yourself to the average. To stand out, you need to go higher, but don't do this blindly. Here's how we set it at PDM. The open plan, 15 to 20%. You're competing with every industry and every product in the marketplace, and creators are scanning fast, so you need to stand out and look attractive from day one. Now the targeted plan is around 25 to 35%. You're going to be going head to head with all the other brands that are going straight into that creator's DMs, and you've got to stand out. What a better way to stand out than a more appetizing offer. Now stay with me on this part. So if you're sat there thinking that sounds a little bit too far-fetched for me from a margin perspective, you've got to remember in e-commerce you usually work on a rule of 3, that 60% of your gross margin, 40% of it would be your COGS, and the rest would go towards fixed cost, marketing spend, and so on. So what would your CPA be as a general business owner? If you're already paying 30% to acquire a customer, for example, on Snapchat, Google, or Meta, it's the same thing, but you're paying an affiliate versus paying Meta or the advertising platform to acquire that customer. It's pretty much identical math. The only difference is with TikTok Shop, that customer keeps buying from your TikTok storefront. The commission is a one-time cost, but that customer is for life. The repeat custom can come through TikTok's CRM system, which they're slowly building out, but also having that relationship with your TikTok Shop storefront. Step 3, the 4 pillars. Now this is all great and it all sounds fantastic, but if you can't filter for the right affiliate, you're barking up the wrong tree. And most brands get this wrong. They'll simply filter an affiliate based on engagement or follow account. And if you're familiar with sending an influencer or someone who celebritized a product on Instagram in 2026, you know that stuff doesn't generate revenue anymore like it did 10 years ago. Followers do not equal revenue. We've onboarded creators with 8,000 followers to 10,000 followers doing 50 to 100k in GMV. We've also collaborated with ones with 500,000 followers that are doing pretty much next to nothing. So here's exactly how we look at it. First is recent GMV. We're looking for £1,500 generated for that affiliate in the last 30 days. Secondly is conversion efficiency, GMV per 1,000 views, and we're looking for at least £25. And TikTok is not that transparent about making these stats native. You need to use an application or a software. We like to use Shortimize here at PDM to be able to ascertain what the GMV generated from that creator actually is. And thirdly is posting consistently. You want your affiliate that you're collaborating with to post around 80% in the last 30 days, because if they go quiet, your product sits in their wardrobe never to be seen again. And the 4th and final one is category fit. Their last 10 videos need to look like the content that your customer, your ideal client profile, would want to watch. For example, a skincare creator with 2 million GMV is absolutely useless for a hot water boiling tap in the kitchen business. And this is the one metric that operators and agencies completely skip. You need to make sure it's aligned with your industry and the content speaks to your audience. This is where a conversion rate can be seen from going from 2% all the way to 8, 9, and even 10% for the affiliate video. Run those 4, filter down, whoever survives that process, that's who you message. Step 4, outreach at volume. So how do we do this without completely crippling your team logistically and having people working 9 to 5 just doing DM? And the brands that you see scaling on TikTok Shop are sending between 500 and 2,000 outreach messages per week. And we know that because we work with them. And those numbers simply don't work beneath that volume because creator response rates in 2026 sit between 5 and 10%. Now you can do this manually if you've got a team of SDRs or VAs, or you can can do what we do, and we work with an AI platform called Yuka AI. We're not partnered with them, there's no kickback, we just prefer the tool. It pulls the creator database, it scores against your filters, and it sends them a personalized DM at scale. And your message needs 3 things: a specific reason that you reached out, a friction-free offer, and a transparent upside. AKA, let them know what the commission is so it's worth their while. So I'll put an example on the screen right now. You can screen grab, you can do whatever you need to with that. Try and not copy and paste it, make it your own, make it on brand. But you want something that's not too lengthy, that gets straight to the point, and it tells them exactly what the commercials are. And step 5, the loop. The final step, this is where things really start to compound. When a creator's video performs, you get something called a spark code. Then you take the spark code and you push it through GMB Max campaigns. So we know what's going to be working really well as a paid partnership because it already works well organically. And this is the secret sauce. The creator earns more in commission, you pay them more, you make more, and the system compounds and reinforces itself. This is where affiliates go from just some fancy UGC creator on a side channel to being the single biggest revenue driver for the brand. In the coming videos, we are going to be doing this with Marco to walk you through how a GMB Max campaign and partnership ads work, but for now, it's seriously simple. And remember, if something works well organically, it will work well with paid spend behind it. So we hope that video helps in terms of how to generate tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands in revenue for affiliates on TikTok Shop. And if you want us to run your TikTok Shop for you, or you want just to inquire how it works, you can click the description in the bio. It links straight through to Marco's calendar for a free, no cost, 45-minute discovery call where we can audit your TikTok Shop account, we can show you the gaps and the leaks, and we can walk you through how we would change things should we collaborate. So subscribe, and I will see you on the next weekly video.